That was Will Silva.
Live on Giants Camp. Wow, maybe that was Jeff Saturday on Giants Camp. Don't! As he said, Matt Rule is the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Do they make the smock in Carolina blue after resurrecting the Baylor program? This is stunning. He takes a huge bag of cash. David Tepper gets his guy. He replaces Ron Rivera, Ian Rapoport, and Mike Garafolo back with me. Again, we talked about the timeline here. Ian, you said that Rule called the Giants, said, I have this big offer. This is a huge contract he's getting.
Bless you, Mike. Sorry about that. Yes, so here's how it went down. My understanding was that Matt Rule had a 6-year offer from the Carolina Panthers. That came late last night after owner David Tepper and the rest of the Panthers search team went to Waco. Basically, they went to Waco because Rule wanted them to meet his wife. That's what I was told. That is how serious this was, and that's how, and I guess she was familiar with the Giants but was not familiar with the Carolina Panthers. They went down there. They stayed. They obviously liked him. They made him a big-time 6-year offer, which is something we've seen the 49ers and a couple others do for the head coaches. He took that to the Giants and told them, this is the kind of deal that I'm getting offered, a little under $10 million a year, closer to $9 million a year. And the Giants said, you know what? We are good. Somewhere along those lines, it apparently got raised to a 7-year deal. Either way, it's a lot of money for Matt Rule. Also had a huge buyout at Baylor that the Carolina Panthers paid. But, Mike, this is one of the things with David Tepper. We were told very early on, money is not an object. He knows that Rule is going to want a very expensive sports science program. He's given it to him. He is going to make sure money is no issue. That is one reason why Rule chose Carolina.
No doubt about it, and David Tepper is used to getting what he wanted, and he wanted Matt Rule in this one, and he closed it out. So all the credit in the world to him. Listen, Dan Snyder wanted his guy, closed his guy before he can get to the Giants. David Tepper wanted his guy, closed out the deal before he could get to the Giants. I mean, listen, I would have, at this point, knowing what we know, I would have loved to have seen what the showdown would have been with Joe Judge versus Matt Rule with the Giants. I don't look at this, and I'm not hearing out of the Giants building that they feel like they got their second guy because their first guy was off. They would have gone through the process and then made a decision. Would have been interesting at that point. But Tepper wanted Rule. You talked about that sports science program. He's certainly going to bring some new age ideas. That's what David Tepper was talking about the day that the team let go of Ron Rivera. This is some of the stuff that he wanted. And Matt Rule, in many ways, is going to get a blank slate because they're going to rejuggle that front office, and he'll be able to give his input about who he wants up there. This has been the talk about Rule the whole time. He wants to have as much input into what is happening with the football operations as possible. He is going to get that in Carolina.
And now we have to figure out, what does Matt Rule want to do at quarterback? And is Cam Newton part of that equation? It's amazing the way the morning went. You wake up this morning to the back pages in New York, everyone saying, here comes Matt Rule. Can the Giants get their guy? And then all of a sudden the Panthers get their guy, and people are laughing at the Giants, and now the Giants get their guy and say we wanted him all along. And now the Browns are sitting there as the only team waiting for a coach. We will talk about them coming up shortly, try to figure out what they are doing.